Let's go and take a look at how to convert a Mayan numeral into a base 10 number. So when I see this number here, or these symbols here, first I have to recognize that this is a Mayan numeral. So that's, and we then recognize that there seems to be 3 levels for the Mayan numeral. There's a level here and a level here. So there are kind of like what we say 3 digits. What we learned about Mayan numerals is that the system is positional. So each level has a place value. And then we know that it has 3 symbols in its number system: a dot, which equals 1, a line represents a quantity of 5, and then the shell or the I represents a quantity of 0. So with that, what numbers does this represent? Well, I try to describe in my numeral system, the vertical system is kind of like a building with different floors. So you could kind of see a fabricated, like an image here, where you will see the first floor, second floor, and third floor. Right? That's what you're imagining. So that's why I try to help you imagine that there are floors, and then each floor you count how many you have on each floor. So I see 14 on floor 1, 0 on floor 2, and then I see 11 on floor 3. What that means, though, it's connected to the place values. This is what we have in our textbook. The first floor is equal to 1. The second floor has a value of 20, the place value. Third floor, 360, 7,200, and 144,000. Where do those numbers come from? Again, as we've talked about or read in the book, is that it's not out of nowhere. It comes from 360, this base 20, related to the idea that there are 360 days in a year. We know it's 365, but back then, 360 was a reasonable guess, and so they used their number system based off of that. So that's where those values come from, compared to our tens place value system. So what is this number here? Well, this is the way we would see it. This is, again, just so you could see, it's 3,974, and the reason we get that it's because of this, right? We look at the first floor. The first floor has 14. So it's 14 groups of 1. Second floor has 0. So that's 0 groups of 20, back to the place values over here. Plus there's 11 groups of 360. So what that is 14 plus 0 plus 3960 when you multiply that, and that gives you your 3974. So what we now know is that this number here, that Mayan numeral, represents the value of 3,974. So again, you wouldn't see it with all that. I've added all that notation, but that's the way the number would look. That represents that value there. Hope that helped.